see you type 111. That's great. Today's lesson is a very important one. Lesson, I can see you. You've typed 111. That's great. Very important one. Titled Vision. Why I want to teach about vision? Because vision creates direction. All right? Vision creates direction. If you don't know where you are going, every road looks right. That's the truth. And most of you are having that challenge where every road looks right. All right. So just imagine you bought a bus. Let's say you just bought a bus going to Lagos. Just imagine it. All right. Go to a park, enter luxury bus going to Lagos. Or let's say those who are in Lagos bought a bus going to Abuja. Let's just assume. And then you sit comfortably in that bus, and then the driver starts moving. Then after about an hour, you ask the driver, where are we going to? Right? And then he replies, I don't know, I'm just driving. What would you do? Of course, many people will simply just say, driver, wait, let me come down. Right? You will not choose to remain on that bus because definitely he's not headed where you are headed. Maybe the boss says he's going to Lagos, but you saw him, he's going elsewhere. You don't know the road. You're not asking where he's going to. He says he's just driving. That means he's not even, the driver doesn't even know he's going to Lagos. So you just want to alight from the bus. For most of you in your life, you're in a vehicle, and in your mind you're heading somewhere, whereas your life is going somewhere else, and you are still in that vehicle. Okay? Millions of you are living exactly like that. Just wake up, go to work, come back home, sleep, wake up, go to work, come back home, sleep, without ever deciding where that truly leaves you in your life plan. All right? Without deciding where you truly want your life to go. Just living your life as it comes your way. Whatever tomorrow brings, you are set. So you just have activity without direction, which is one of the greatest forms of wasted effort. So it's only vision that can transform movement into progress. So by the end of today's training, you'll be able to understand the difference between activity and direction. You're able to develop a compelling personal and business vision. You're able to learn how vision influences your daily decisions. And then you'll be able to align your answer business with a larger life purpose. And then you're able to create practical systems to keep your vision visible and then actionable. All right? So that's what today's class is going to teach you about. Now, before we talk about vision, let's define vision. Right? So vision is what you are now by virtue of what you see. Vision is what you are now by virtue of what you are seeing. So if your vision does not affect your actions today, then that vision is an illusion, not a vision. All right? Because vision is a clear picture of a future. And then you are committed to creating that future based on the actions you are carrying out today. Because your actions today that become your past, becomes your yesterday, is your actions today that becomes your tomorrow, which is your future. So both the past and the future happen based on the actions of the present. You see why your vision must be something that affects your action today. Do you understand? So if your vision, that picture of the future you want to create, not what your future will be. Some people say vision is what they want to be, what their future will be. No, that future cannot come if you don't create it. So take note, the vision is a future picture you are committing to creating. It is a vision. If you're not committed to creating it, it's an illusion you have. Or what I call just merely wishful thinking. All right? So it's a decision about the future that influences your actions today. Take note. Now, there are 4 questions vision is meant to answer. The first one is, who am I becoming? That means, who are you becoming? Second question is, what am I building? In other words, what are you building? You have to ask yourself that. Next one is, who am I serving? Very important. And then the last question is, why does it matter? To give you your why. The who am I serving gives you your audience. Then why does it matter? Gives you your why. Now, without answers to these questions, people just drift through life instead of leading the life they want to live. All right. Now, let's get into the leadership principles around vision. Now, some people tend to mistake vision and goal. So let me just mention goal now. I will take goal as a full class in the next lesson. But let me just touch it briefly, right? Now, you need to understand that goal tells you what to do per time, whereas vision tells you why it matters. The vision gives you the why. The goal tells you what to do to actualize the vision. Do you understand? So when your why is strong, your commitment becomes stronger than your excuses. Whenever I see yourself giving a lot of excuses instead of acting, it means you don't have a strong why. Now, I need to make you see the difference between vision and wishes. Some of you have wishes thinking they are visions. Okay? So many people have wishes, very few have vision. So, example, a wish says, I hope my life gets better. That's a wish. I hope my life gets better. But a vision goes this way. Here is the future I am intentionally building. You understand? That's how a vision goes. Here is the future, because you can see the future. You've pictured it. That is the future you are intentionally creating and building towards it. All right? Whereas a wish depends on circumstances. Wishes depend on circumstances, whereas vision creates the circumstance. Are you seeing the difference now? Wishful thinking is dependent on circumstance because you didn't create what we bring about that your wish. So when circumstances change, the wish also changes as well. But with vision, because you are the one creating and building that vision, that means you also then create the circumstances surrounding the actualization of that vision. All right. So builders don't wait for the future. Builders actually design that future, create it, and then build it. That's why they are called builders. And that's what I want you to be today. After this lesson, you're able to become a builder who can envision, design, create, build that vision, and print it into reality. All right. Now, let me share an example. For example, let's say you have two entrepreneurs and both want financial freedom. Okay. Now, the first person, let's say person A, simply says, I want to be rich. Right. Whereas the second person takes out time, brings out a jotter, brings out a pen, and writes. Within 10 years, I will build a health and wellness company serving 100,000 families across Nigeria while developing leaders in every state. Are you seeing the difference now? So, person A just has a desire and a wish. I want to be rich. Person B now has a vision, a destination, and he has already designed and has created how he wants to actualize it. The next step is now breaking it down to goals and building it out. Now, does this answer vision? This answer now we are all into now, for which I'm building leadership systems. Do you see me practicing what as in, I use that I have practiced what I'm teaching? That means sometime 4 years ago, I sat down, took a paper, took a pen. There was nothing like answer. business as an Answer Health and Wellness, the Answer Business School, all these things I created within Answer, the Answer Week exclusive, there was nothing like that. I just sat down and wrote down that within 10 years, I would build a health and wellness company serving over 100,000 families, all right, across Nigeria, while developing leaders in every state. Now, it was a vision then when I wrote it down, and today it's reality. Why do I say so? Today, we have Answer Multipurpose Health and Wellness Company that is designed to serve thousands of families all over Africa, right? And then want to make people feel better again, want to make people age with grace. Now, to support that vision, I've already created a WhatsApp group for exclusive members of Answer. They join there. From there, I also created an Answer Business School where we teach them the process of affiliate building, state-by-state community building, and then we also have leaders in every state coordinating the activities of the Answer Business School, as well as the Answer Affiliate Partnership Program. And then in part of fulfilling having leaders in every state, this leadership session that holds every Monday at 8 p.m. was also part of that vision, part of what I created and built, so that I appear here every 8 p.m. to teach you, to build it, to become leaders. Is part of the big picture and I had already put together 4 years ago. Do you understand? So now I'm heading towards the 5th year. Before you know it, we'll get to the 10th year. And my vision is well written. The design is there. I'm following the template, the blueprint. As we are going, I'm tweaking, I'm adjusting, I'm upgrading, I'm monitoring, I'm evaluating, I'm analyzing. Okay? So if there are outcomes, my desired outcome, I don't get it, I go back to the blueprint. Why is it not so? What do I tweak? What do I add? What do I remove? And I'm working on it. So if you come 10 years from now and see a big multinational and see a community of over maybe 1 million users and see how great the company has become and see us having leaders state by state, country by country, all over 54 countries of Africa, then you'll be wondering, wow, how did this happen? Then you think I was lucky. It's not luck. I had the vision, I sat down, I wrote it down, I designed it, then created the various goals that will enable me attain it, and then started building it. Same way too, you will create your own vision as well. Now, part of that vision is knowing who you are becoming. Remember, that's one of the questions you're asking. So you attending this leadership series to learn from me firsthand how I created and I'm building a multinational company. You are now following my discipline so you can get similar outcome depending on what your own vision is. By the time you've gone through this process of leadership trainings and doing, you will now become that person who can also build a multinational company and create generational wealth. Do you understand how this happens? Okay? So I tell people, don't just follow somebody following sake. Follow somebody who has a result that you want to get. That person becomes your mentor. Because the person has done it before, he can do it again. The mentor does not remove the process. The mentor only shortens the time to achieve the outcome and also eliminate bad experiences you would have had or eliminate mistakes you would have made if you weren't guided by his own mistakes. All right? So vision determines decision. Every major decision should pass through your vision. Every decision you make in life must pass through your vision. Before saying yes to anything, please ask this following question. Number one question you ask is, does this move me closer to my vision? The answer is no, just send it. The answer is yes, progress with it. Second question you ask yourself is, does this strengthen my business? The answer is yes, follow through with it. The answer is no, forget about it. Third question you ask again is, does this develop my leadership? Because want to become a leader, you cannot lead people. You cannot lead staff in your company. You can leverage on people to attain the vision. So you ask yourself, does this develop my leadership qualities or capabilities? If that thing does not develop your leadership qualities and capabilities, just isn't it. Whatever book, whatever TV program, whatever thing you are watching, whatever thing you are listening to, if it does not develop your leadership potential, forget about it. Don't be in that circle. Then the first question it asks is, does this increase my ability to serve people? Remember, whatever solution you've created, you created it to serve an audience. They are the people you want to serve. They are the people through which, as you give that solution to them, you create that value. In exchange, the world comes. So you ask yourself, does this increase my ability to serve people? Does it increase my ability to scale my solution to access more people? Because the more people the solution can solve their problems, the more value you've created and the more cash flow will flow. All right? So successful people say, as in most successful people you know, always say no. They say more no than yes. I'm telling you. Most successful people say more no than yes, whereas unsuccessful people say more yes than no. Now, successful people say more no's, not because the opportunities are bad. Just take note. Not because they're bad, but because distraction is expensive. They understand that. Once you say yes to something that does not move you towards your vision, does not move you towards strengthening your business, the thing does not build your leadership capabilities, it does not scale your ability to serve people, and you went and say yes to that thing becomes a distraction for you at that time. And the opportunity cost becomes your vision. The vision will suffer. To want that thing, it might be a good opportunity, it might be wonderful, you might trust those doing it, but once it does not serve these 4 questions I told you that center around your vision, please say no. Because vision gives you permission to decline what doesn't fit. Do you understand? You must first know what doesn't fit before you know what fits. In other words, you must first fail before you succeed, which means failure is not failure. Failure is part of success. In trying to achieve something, certain things you do will go wrong before you get it right. Do you understand? Now, the same distractions come your way. So you first need to know what doesn't suit your vision. So that whenever you see it, you know it, and you say no. Then know also what suits your vision. When you see those things that lead towards your vision, lead you towards scaling your ability to serve people, lead you towards improve your leadership, lead you towards strengthening your business. Once you see those things, you say yes. Let me give an example. Let's say, for example, in this answer committee we are building now, in this answer multi-purpose multinational empire we are building, right? Let's say an answer leader is invited now to spend 4 evenings every week on activities that add little value to their business or personal growth. Now, instead of that leader saying yes out of obligation, they protect those evenings instead for team mentoring, for leadership, learning sales, improving their sales ability, creating educational content for social media and for their team growth, and then following up with prospects. What do you think the result will be at the end of the month? You see that leader's productivity increases, right? Because the person's activity was in greater alignment with the long-term vision, as against going to go and spend every week on an activity that does not create value and does not improve their business or personal growth. Maybe going partying, going clubbing, going some other recreational activities, or doing something else, hanging out with friends. Those things are not bad either. They are good on their own. But then the timing matters. When it's time to party hard, no problem. When it's time for business, then by all means, do your business properly and focus on what moves the needle for you in your business. Okay? So your vision must be bigger than money. In all I've been teaching you, money is just a tool. Money is just a receipt. It's just a paper. And evidence has given to you when you create its equivalent in value. You create value worth 1,000, you are giving 1,000 naira note. If you create value worth 200 naira and somebody gives 1,000 naira note, the person will expect 800 naira from you as change. Because the value you created was just worth 200. Whereas if the value created was worth 1,000 and the person gives you 1,000 naira note, which is a receipt of value created, of course, we need to spend change from you. So why are you focusing on the receipt instead of focusing on the substance, which is value creation? So money is just a tool, and the vision should be much bigger than money. All right. Now, vision is a purpose. It should be your purpose. See, if your goal is money, you may lose motivation when challenges come. Not even may, you will lose motivation when challenges come. In fact, when you start any business, no matter how good the market is, I know you have heard that statement that any good product sells itself. It's not true. No good product sells itself. Every product must be sold by somebody. If you don't sell the product, it doesn't leave the shelf. It will die there with you. No matter how good the product is, you must sell it. Selling means put it before the audience that needs it, explain things about it, and then give the product time to gain market acceptance. So that's all you must drive adoption. All right? Because people are already used to certain ways of life. They're already living comfortable without your product. Now you need to show them, give them a vision, give them a feel of what life will feel like with your own product. Then if they now accept, they will now bring in your product into their way of life. So you must sell it to them. All right? So if your goal is money, and when you are attempting to sell that vision or that product or that value is created, and the money does not come immediately, you change ship or you lose interest, you drop because money was your goal. But when your vision includes improving lives, creating opportunities, and leaving a legacy, your motivation becomes deeper. That means you can stay for 3 months, didn't make one sale. You won't care. You will keep showing up consistently. You will keep sharing your social media content. You will keep chatting. You will keep training your leaders. You will keep following up on your prospects. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. By the time you attain so-called the 10,000 hour rule that makes you become a master in anything you do. 10,000 hour rule. That anything you do consistently for 10,000 hours, you become the best at that thing globally. Whether it's playing golf, whether it's playing lawn tennis, whether it's playing chess, whether it's business, whether it's coaching, anything you give 10,000 of your hours consistently, you become so good in that thing that you rank among the best globally, the whole world. What for the 10,000 hour rule. So you see, to hit 10,000 hours in anything, money cannot be the motivation. Because you might have gone 4,000 hours, you've not seen the money. And of course, we will just back off from there. So you have to ask yourself these questions. How many families do I want to help? How many leaders do I want to develop? Because a business is simply a leadership development instrument masked as a business. In other words, a business requires people coming together. That's why you start a business in a company. You register a company. Company means somebody accompanying you. Company 2 or 3. That's why you have to have at least 2 people to start a company. 2 directors. 2 people can come together. You can have as many as you want. But company means people come together to accompany each other on a vision with a purpose. Now, as you bring people into that system you are building, if you don't have leadership qualities, the business takes 2 forms. Any business you see takes the form of the vision of the creator of that business, and the second form it takes is the form of the purpose for which that business was created for, or what the business is chasing. Do you understand? So, as the leader of the company, if you are visionless, if you are disorganized, if you are scattered, if you are inconsistent, that's the same character you transfer to your followers or to those in the company. If you're not punctual to work, they emulate you. All right? Then, if the reason for which you created the business, the purpose also, is not clear, is not defined, still not target audience, what happens? Your business now sells to everybody but nobody at all. So you see why every business takes the shape of the founders or the leaders in that company. Now, if you don't have the leadership potentials to lead that business, then by all means step aside and employ competent hands to lead the business. You can be the founder or be by the side, then employ competent hands to make it happen. That's why it's called a system. All right? So you must ask, how many families do I want to help? How many leaders do I want to develop? What problem do I want to solve? I told you that's what it centers around. The vision, the purpose, these two. So great leaders are remembered for impact, not income alone. All right? Now, another challenge most people have is borrowing someone else's vision. That's one of the greatest mistakes leaders make, living someone else's dream. Let's again, you start doing is begin to do comparison, you and that person, and that creates further confusion. All right? So your assignment today is not to copy another person's journey. My assignment is for you to discover and pursue your own vision and your own journey. Right? You are free to admire successful entrepreneurs, read about them, their biographies, see what they've achieved, what great things they've done, how they did it, the challenges they encountered. All these things are to, beef up your knowledge and to prepare you for your own race. Not for you to run their race, run your own race. All right? So you should not abandon your calling to be imitating others. Everybody came to this world with a talent. When you were born, they were God-given talents inherent in you, which you need to develop. If you don't develop those talents, they remain latent in you, and you would have died without impacting on the world. So, why I'm teaching you these principles is to empower you to build your own path. All right? For every business system you join, you can express yourself in that business. You need not create your own company. You need not start your own business. You can see what you are doing as a business already inside a business. For example, two people can be tellers. One sews for males, one sews for females, and they are very good at their tailoring work, right? Now, a third person is not a teller, but he wants to do the tailoring business. He simply creates a system that goes out to seek for those who want clothes sewn for them, design they want, maybe offers them speed in delivery, brings them together, then takes those two tailors, male and female, plugs them into that system, puts them on a commission basis. So the man now has a system that acquires people's tailoring needs, the design, but the aim is to deliver it to them in shortest possible time. So instead of one male tailor, he brings in 20 male tailors into that system. Instead of one female tailor, he brings in 20 female tailors into that system. Now, each of those tailors, he promises them, or they make an agreement on an affiliate commission per cloth sewn. Now, he has 40 good tailors in his system. Now, the tailors individually cannot be sewing, chasing customers, chasing orders, designing and delivering. No. That's why individually, they are not making money as tailors. They're only making money from those in their streets. Now, this man sets up the system, the top person, brings them into the system. So they only focus on sewing clothes. They don't need to look for customer again. They don't need to look for design. They don't even know who the customer is. They just sit in their home sewing clothes. This man's duty is now to go online, showcase current trends in clothes, get people's orders, then channel those orders and their cloth sizes to the tailors to sew. Because he has 40 tailors sewing per time, he can pick somebody's order online and service it within 3 days. Do you understand? Because he has a lot. Now the people he's sewing for are seeing him. Maybe he calls himself Chris Excellent Designers or Chris Couture, something like that. That's a very beautiful name. Everybody will be seeing designed by Chris online. Chris is too much. But Chris is not a lot. Doesn't know how to even put in it. He doesn't know how to put thread into it. He just created a system. Thanks. Those who know how to sew, to those who want clothes sewn, to those who are good in designing, and then plugged in speed because he has scaled up number of tailors. That's all. Are you understanding what it means, like what it takes to build a business? So you don't need to be a doctor to own a hospital. You can even go and read health economics, know how to go and read hospital management, or have an idea of managing business in healthcare sector. And next thing, you build a building, put doctors together, put nurses together, put people with the expertise together, and you manage everything. And next thing, your name is going everywhere. And yet you don't know how to, you're not a doctor, you're not a pharmacist, you don't know any, you don't know about it, you're just good in business systems. What I'm saying is that once you become a leader, you can express yourself anywhere you find yourself. Even in that office where you work, when you become a leader, you can express yourself in your deliverables. Your boss will know that when they give you something to do, your own outcome comes out different from other people's own. Do you understand? All right? So you need to make your vision visible. Even in this answer business, among all the affiliates, I can tell those who are already potential leaders by virtue of the outcome I see. I can tell those already implementing this training by how they structured their own community or their own team inside the greater team. All right? So a vision hidden in your mind is easily forgotten, which is why you have to write it out. Leaders make their vision visible. Okay? Now, how to go about it is very simple. Just write it in your journal. Like I keep saying, you need to have journals where you write things just close to you. When an idea comes, you put it down. Okay? Write it in your journal. Then place that journal beside your workspace. Anything I tell you to do, I'm doing it. Okay? This is when I envisioned I was going to be an assistant governor in Rotary. So I started grooming myself to become an assistant governor in line with my vision. You can see Learning Center, my role as an assistant governor. So I wrote it down. What does it take? What are the roles of an assistant governor of Rotary? I wrote them down. Okay? Then started practicing them in what I was doing. All right? Before long, the district saw me proficient in what I was doing, and found on my name became among those who were chosen to become assistant governors in Rotary District 9142. Today, I am now an assistant district governor for Zone 26, Rotary District 9142. Okay? Now, so if you see me today, you go to my Facebook profile and see me shaking district governor, getting my certification and all that, they are like clapping, hey, congratulations. But there was a process. It didn't just happen. In District 9142, there are over 1,400 Rotarians. So imagine what it takes to select you to be amongst an assistant governor. So you must differentiate yourself. All right? Now, in all these things are things to do. You can see my things to do. I write down things to do. Yes, it's good to have it in your phone. You can have it in your phone, okay? But I always like writing it out. Because each time you start writing, what happens is your brain, there's a connection between your hand, your thinking, and mental imaging that occurs. So as you are writing, you are envisaging, you are designing, you are creating, and as you are forming it in your mind, is really in your hand and you're putting it down. If you make a mistake, you can quickly strike it off, cancel it, and start again. But when you are typing on the phone, you just erase and write back and all that. It's not complete. Okay, so I'm still going to my write-up key metrics of things I wanted to do. I see the key metrics. Okay, so you keep writing. So just keep writing. All right, you can see growth lead. What I want to do with my lead generation and growth. All right, I write these things down. Responsibilities. You can see weekly cadence, activities. You can see I wrote landing page design, funnel setup, social media management and growth, high converting video ads, graphics, sales campaign on Meta, Instagram, TikTok. Then I write it down. You can see my expectations, laser targeted Meta ad strategy, high converting ads, creatives and copy, return on ad spends, optimized campaign management, real-time performance tracking, dedicated expert support. I write these things down. All right. So if I keep sharing, that's to show you that whatever I'm telling you is there. And when you finish writing them, you keep them next to you, beside your workspace. So you can always reach out to it and see, because what is not documented cannot be evaluated or analyzed. And anything you don't evaluate or analyze, you can bet on it. All right. So write it in a journal or in a jotter. Keep it beside you, your best place. Okay. It's not just one. I have other ones too. This one too. I've been writing on this one as well too. You can see this one. Start writing from here, right? You can see the designs, the diagrams. I've been writing. Okay. I've been writing. You can see numbers, figures, any amount you want to make, break it down to know how much it takes you to get there. Okay. You can see me designing. I kept writing. I've been writing. So you see the process that got me to where I am today. That's it. Okay. Now I finished this one. This is what I wanted to improve myself in data entry. So the various trainings I did, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 17, day 20. Google Business, Google Task, Zoho Invoice, ChatGPT, Google Keep, Google Meet, Canva for presentation, Canva for official letter, Vanguard for voice screen recording, Google Sheet for money tracking, Google Sheet for inventory tracking, Mainstack for creating one-page website, Google Badge, BARD, Google Classroom. Then, so these are all tools I had to train myself on. All right? That's it. So when you see me now teaching you all this, because I'm constantly improving myself. Now I'm now doing trainings on Claude, because Claude can do a lot of things. Claude, C-L-A-U-D-E, that's Claude AI. It's very versatile. Now at the stage of learning how to create agents that can help me in this business. I want to automate this business as much as I can fully. So to enable me scale. All right. So this is how to go about it. Now you can also save it on your phone wallpaper. Something that reminds you constantly of what you're heading. Then review this thing every Sunday evening. Go to church, you come back, sit down, you review your week. So you can plan your Mondays. Then you need to have an accountability partner to discuss it with. For me, my wife is my partner. When I build something out, I give it to her to analyze, critique, make her input. I come back, I fine-tune it. When I'm done with her, then I give to my mentor. My mentor, Mr. Gochko, he looks at it as well too, makes his own input. By the time I put these inputs together, then if there are areas where I'm knowledge deficient or I have limited knowledge in, I go and train myself in that place to acquire knowledge before I go to execute. But if what I have is sufficient to execute, I let it start execution. But in all, it is written down, so I can always come back to evaluate. Right? So the more often you see your vision, the more likely your daily choices will reflect it. Let me give an example. A leader who wants to become, let's say, a leader amongst you wants to become a top answer distributor in their states, right? Now, this now creates a simple dashboard with weekly targets. Something like, number one, new customer conversations. You have a column for that. Click on that column. New, as in team training sessions. What training did you attend to hear from me? What training did you fix to teach your people, your community, your downlines, your affiliates? Because it's team building work. So team training sessions attended and those organized have a session. They have another column, follow-up calls. Those indicated interest in the product. Some indicate interest but not buy that day. They will buy by month's end. Some will buy 2 months' time. Some will buy in 3 months' time because life happens. They want to buy the product from you. Suddenly their daughter falls ill. And as a father, he will not want to see the daughter die. So he rather hold himself, use the money, treat the daughter first, then come back to himself later. That's why we're parents. In all we do, the children come first before even ourselves. Once you have children, you've given up the right to be first. It's them that come first. So when life happens, you still keep following up. They will not tell you, okay, oh, I'll get back to you. I had this emergency. You're like, oh, sorry, how's the family? Keep in touch. When the next phone comes, they buy from you. If you didn't follow up, another person follows the person up. The person goes and buy from the other person. All right? Then you now ask yourself, which educational videos have you produced? Or which videos that has Answer produced as a company, and then you've made your downlines to go and watch them? You see, why I'm recording these lessons? Today's now, this is lesson 6, right? We did lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll keep doing these lessons until I get to how I programmed it, that once you've gone through these whole lessons, you have the complete toolkit to build a more business that can last the test of time, because you become that leader who can do something like that. Now, the thing is as you bring in your downlines, you bring in affiliates, get them to watch this training you have watched. Tell them, go to our YouTube link, bring out lesson 1, give them. Bring out lesson 2, give them. They watch, they ask you questions, and remember, you've watched them. You started practicing them. So when they now watch it and they ask you questions, you can even answer because they're already practicing what you learned. You are now their mentor. Do you understand? So I see all these videos I'm creating, putting them on YouTube. Only very few of you are taking time to watch these videos. And these are training that if you go to a business school, you will pay millions. And they will teach you just theory, not practical. Most people who teach most people who teach business in most of these business schools don't own a business. They've not created a business. It's just theory. They read in book, write the exam, pass the exam, get certification, become lecturers, become teachers, come and teach you the same principle, book principle. But they've not done real business. That's the difference between what I'm teaching you and what they will teach you, because I have created a business. I am running a business system. I am expanding and scaling a business globally. So I'm talking to you from wealth of experience, field experience, not just hearsay or theoretical work read from textbook. And there's a platform I've already created where you can practice it yourself and see the result. Make the result I make the outcome I've made following my discipline, my discipline. All right. So every completed action reminds you that you are moving towards a larger purpose, which is that vision. All right. Now you must understand that vision requires continuous adjustment. Vision is constant, but the strategies may change from time to time. Remember, your vision remains there, but government can change one policy. Government changes policy, you adjust in your business. Some of you knew when we were buying product online, let us say the price is 25,000, you put it 25,000, you buy. Now government changes policy, government brings in VAT and gets serious on VAT, takes VAT 7.5, includes VAT everywhere. What now happens? payment process started charging VAT. So that means we have to adjust that as well again. So instead of us calculating the VAT, we allow the payment processor to calculate the VAT and add it. So when you want to pay for 25,000 naira product, you will now see 25 for something on top, or 26, depending on what you're buying. That is now an adjustment, but the vision is still the same. But the policy in government changed and affected it. But we have to key it in, because if we don't key it in and we go foul of the government, we're in problem. Even most of you go to POS to withdraw money. Before, withdrawing 10,000 was 100 naira, 150. Now withdrawing 10,000 is 200 naira. So to withdraw 20,000 is 400 naira or 500 naira. It's your own money. But because you went to POS to withdraw it, you are paying 500. If you transport yourself to your bank's ATM, withdraw for free. But then you have spent that money, that 500 on transport. So you spend time, you will still spend money. So most people just withdraw from ATM close to your house and go to where you're going to. So your vision still remains the same, but the strategies changes per time. The same thing, marketing approach. Your vision might still be your vision is still the same, building a multinational company. But then marketing approach changed from advertising on billboards, on streets, to advertising on Facebook and social media. Are you understanding now? Now, the advertising on Facebook, Instagram, suddenly there's now TikTok comes on board, and TikTok is doing so well. And the audience you want to target on TikTok, next thing you start learning TikTok, your strategy changes. So you now say, if you are spending 1 million on Instagram and Facebook, you can now change it to Meta ads 400,000, TikTok ads 600,000. So this changes. So if one marketing approach stops working, you learn another. For example, before 2 years ago, nobody knew we're hearing AI. We didn't know how to apply it. We didn't know what it was all about. Today, we are now learning. I showed you how I've learned from all the AI available, step by step, Google Sheet, everything. I had to learn. You have to learn too. That's us learning other approaches, because the vision still remains the same, but the strategies keep changing. If one platform becomes less effective, you adapt. So you have to keep tweaking. In all, do not abandon the vision. Do not abandon the vision because the method change. Method is meant to keep change per time. In fact, the method with which you market a particular audience cannot be the same method you market another audience. It's called audience segmentation. So even chasing your vision, you have to also segment the audience. Let's use the word of God, for example. Your vision is to sell the word of God and convert as many people as possible. Now, how you package word of God to give to a child is how you package that same word of God from the same Bible to give to an adult. Do you understand? How you package that same word of God and teach in a seminary school to those who want to become men of God is how you package that same word of God to teach those who are in, let's say, a businessman's fellowship, Christian businessman fellowship organization, for example. It's the same word of God. It's the same vision. But the strategy and method keeps changing depending on the audience. All right? So never you abandon the vision because the method of dissemination has changed. Instead, tweak your strategy and stay realign it to the vision. Okay? You that stay committed to destination while remaining flexible about the route to arrive at that destination, which means the vehicle can change per time, but the destination remains constant. All right. So let me give you some practical steps now. You know, I like my training to also have action plan in them. So it's not just motivational speaking, inspirational speaking. It's actually things that you can take action with and you start getting the results. All right. So I want you to create a vision statement. If you have none, you need to get a pen and paper. It's time to create your own vision statement in whichever business you want to do. You can create a vision statement in the business, in your affiliate marketing business with Answer. You can create a vision statement for it, because that tool is also a route, a vehicle that can lead to both health freedom, wealth freedom, financial freedom. All right. So in one paragraph, I need you to describe these 4 things. That's what makes up a vision statement. The first, you have to describe the leader you want to become. Like I said, every business takes the shape of the leader. That's the first shape it takes. Then the second shape it takes is the purpose for which the business was created. All right. So, first of all, the leader you want to become, write it down. Second thing you put in there is the business you want to build. The business you want to build. Bear it in mind, it mustn't be a new business. You can build a business inside a business. That means your Answer affiliate business is peculiar to you inside the Answer business. Answer Multipurpose as a company has created a platform and then plugged in certain percentages as commission and earnings for those who do certain work and based on leverage. Now you can take that same comp plan, break it down, then structure a business around it so you can hit all those targets and make all those money while still empowering people with good health, empowering people by providing the solution to their health challenges in the comfort of their home, and also empowering people financially based on the commissions you generate as a team, which is shared across all members of your team. Do you understand? We all create business in business. The government, Nigerian government, gave us the authorization to create businesses through the CAC, right? Then government has policies, government has laws guiding businesses. Now, I as a person wanted to create a business inside Nigerian business environment. So I got a director, we came together, put our vision together, went and registered at CAC. We are abiding with those rules and regulations, and based on that, we have created a business. So we are the closest unit to the government. Now, you too might not have what it takes to create this kind of business we've created, because to create what I've created, you require not less than 400 million naira of money. And you don't have that kind of track record that can make a bank give you, even if it's 100 million to start. So what do? You create your own vision, what you want to build, then create a business inside my own business template to raise the finances you need to start what you want to start for yourself. Remember, in my own circumstance, when I went to create a business inside the government portfolio, that means based on the government laws and everything, at the point of financing, I knew I could not raise money from the bank. Now, I looked around and then saw Alliance in Motion, a network marketing business, which I plugged into to raise the first set of monies I used to train myself. Finish training myself, then created digital courses around cryptocurrency, around digital entrepreneurship, around financial management, wealth creation, financial management. The videos are all there. If you go to my website, ramadigital.com, you will see all the courses I created there. I think about 12 courses. I sold those courses online for years. As I was making money from those courses, I was keeping it because my vision was to build a health and wellness company, multinational company, similar to what I saw in Alliance in Motion. Thanks, Wilbur. Do you understand? So my path changed per time, but the vision remained constant. Now, I raised the finances from Alliance in Motion Global. I raised finances for digital course creation. I returned back to CAC now to begin printing out what I have designed and created. And that's what led to this company you're seeing today. And the vision is still ongoing because I want to make sure this company is in every country in Africa and in every continent of the world. I'm building out. I'm still training myself what it takes to be a global CEO. Because now I'm a national CEO. That means in Nigeria. Now I get to a point where I become an international CEO. That means I begin to operate all over Africa, right? and maybe some parts of Europe, some parts of US, then that will become a global CEO. I'm able to operate in every part of the world. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. I'm still training. I'm still growing. Do you understand? So that's why I wanted to put this into perspective, what we are doing together. So don't see this answer business as a, take it serious. You are getting leadership training for free. When I trained under Lands in Motion, we paid for leadership training. We will travel. We will physically travel from Enugu to Abuja, where the headquarters was. We attended Millionaire Business School. That was the name, under Ambassador Michael Okoli. We paid for sessions. I traveled from here to Lagos to meet my mentor, Mr. Goshko Among. We paid for sessions. There was a session I paid 1 million naira. A 3-day session. 1 million naira. He's alive. Follow him on Facebook. Follow him on Instagram. You see his training sessions and see they're all paid for. None is free. Now I galvanize all that knowledge, bring it together, and I'm giving it to you for free. And this knowledge I have internalized, I have practiced, I have printed out results, then added my own experience to it, then put it together, organized it, distilled it, and then I'm giving it, I'm transferring it to you for free. Every Monday by 8 p.m. we gather, I share this knowledge with you. All I ask you to do is now internalize them. Watch the video over again. All right? Practice it. Become that leader. And then duplicate what I have done. That's the only joy I have. That some years down the line, some of you will call me and say, mentor, those things you taught me, I applied them. Today, I am the NBC also and so. Today, I've created this and this. Today, I've done this and that. That means done great things. Both in the answer business and the other aspect of your life. The Pambola part says, give me a place to stand and I will move the world. In answer, I'm giving you a place to stand. It's your duty now to stand there and move the world by virtue of who you have become. All right? So let's get back to what I was, the vision statement I want you to craft. Okay? Like I said, in that vision statement, you must, in one paragraph, you must describe the leader you want to become, the business you want to build, that's 2. 3, the people you want to serve, and 4, the impact you want to create. All right? Keep it specific and inspiring. You can start with these 4 paragraphs, these 4 descriptions I asked you to make. You can describe it inside the answer business. How do you want to run this answer business? How do you want to raise money through it? How do you want to grow a team through it? How do you want to enjoy leverage through it? Write it down and begin to actualize it. It was the experiences I got from building a team under Lands in Motion. It was very difficult. It wasn't easy to earn. It was travel state to state. One big event to the other. There said you will even register for an event and still make sure many of your team members attend. So for many who I will raise a team of 30 people, put them in 2 buses, contribute to their transportation, transport them from Enugu to Abuja to get trained, help them with their hotel accommodation. Being a leader wasn't easy. And then even in feeding, assist them with feeding as well, and then bring them back to Enugu. Because most times those under you don't have that kind of money. You as a leader have to fend for them until they become strong enough. And once each of them becomes strong enough, you will see the reflect in your back office. Because you are matching left and right leg to end. The same way I'm captaining for Enugu, I'm captaining for my team in Abakaliki. They will come to Siena. After expense, I will send them maybe 200,000 to augment their own expense to come to Abuja. I had a team in Omahia. I had a team in Owerri. I had a team in Onitsha. I was building the team in Asaba before COVID struck. All this team, I'm telling you, I physically travel. That means traveling by road, go there, do presentation. We rent a hall, rent chairs, put TV, put projector slides, what do you call it? A projector with laptop, project with microphone and speaker, and talk to people. Close down, follow up, take list, core, team by team. We kept building. So it is that same experience. That's how we are building this answer team now. You see there. The only difference that we are building this one online instead of building offline. Okay? So take your experience here and make sure don't forget it. So all these processes, as I'm doing them, be monitoring what I'm doing, be learning, be understanding the various groups I've created, the explicit group, the business group, the prospecting group, the school for followership, all these things are there. The digital marketing school, all of them are there. They all come together to form that system. Some of you are affiliates, some of you are stockists, logistics, you're learning all these things. All these things come, any business you're going to build, you still need all these various components to make it work. Okay? So take this answer business very serious. What you learn from here will transcend to whatever you do in any other field, decide to go anywhere you want. When I'm done with this, the next company I build, because I'm telling you what I'm going to do. This is the first one. I'm going to build 4 other companies to add to this, because my aim is to have a group. To have a group, you need to have not less than 4 companies to make a group of companies, right? I told you that I'm going to become a global CEO, right? So this is the first one. I'll make the second one, third one, fourth one, maybe the 5th one, all right? But not less than 4. Then put them together under a group. They have a group structure where the group becomes the holdco. The other companies below comes the opco. Holdco means holding company, while the opco means the operational companies. So that's the structure. And then that holdco, I will not put it in a country, sit in a country that has a tax haven or tax reliefs. All right? Either in Estonia or in Norway, any of those countries that give tax reliefs to holdco, so that all the money that come in is not paid out in taxes. It's legal to avoid tax, but it's illegal to evade tax. Tax evasion is a crime, but tax avoidance is not a crime. So I'm currently learning now how company structures. So when you see this thing happening, if you come back to my CV 20 years from now or 25 years from now and see all these things in place, you're wondering, it started 4 years ago. That means it's a work in progress. So even what you're seeing as if I've done anything reasonable, to me, I'm even started. I've not started yet. This is just number 1. I still have 2, 3, 4 to go. That's me sharing my vision with you. So you too, this can be your number 1. Play it well, like the best of my abilities. My number 1 is some people's endpoint. That means some people, if they have what I have now, they are done for life, they are okay. They don't want to stress themselves. If they have a business that can assure them of 10 million inflow every week, they are fine. That means your endpoint is another person's starting point. So what I have now is somebody's that's their dream for life. But for me, I'm just starting. But take note that to get to where I am today, the roots, I passed 3 other systems to get to this point. All right? So in each of the systems I went to before I got to where I am, I treated it as, I gave it 100% my attention, consistency, duty, everything, until I became that leader who could manage it properly. Then I stepped up. All right? So take this action steps I gave you, keep it specific, keep it inspiring. Then the next step, that's step 1. The next step is now to design a future file. Remember, what you put together is the vision. Now, a future file, right? Like I'm doing now in terms of the company structure I want to head to. When I'm done stabilizing this one, I start the second one, stabilize it, third one, stabilize, fourth one, stabilize. One on the 5th one, I go move to the holdco, develop the holdco, plug in this opco under it, stabilize again, then I have a global structure. Then when I sit as the head of the holdco, that's when I become a global CEO. You understand it? So now that future file now, how to create a physical or digital folder containing that makes up that future file. All right. Now, in that future file, you need these various components. Photos that inspire your vision. That's why you only need a vision board. Get a board, get a board, put it in your room, on your office. Put pictures. If they are founders you admire, if they are projects you admire, maybe you admire Elon Musk, you admire his SpaceX, put a picture there. You admire Jeff Bezos, you admire Amazon, put a picture there. You admire Walmart, you want to create a shopping mall chain greater than Walmart, put a picture of Walmart there. Okay? So photos that inspire your vision. Everything you want to do, somebody has done it before, but in a different way. So you're either iterating to make it better or make it more efficient. Okay? You don't need to reinvent the way. Put the vision there. Okay? Then begin to take notes about business ideas around that vision. Find out go and look at Walmart's interviews. What and what? How did he become successful? Look at Amazon's interview. Look at Alibaba, his interviews. Because all these companies you see that are global companies were once tiny, small companies in one garage, in one little house somewhere. So as you read their various accounts, read their biographies, read about their vision, read about what and what they went through, you begin to make a mental note and begin to write business ideas, because your own target audience is market specific. What worked in Europe might not work in Nigeria. What worked in America might not work in Nigeria, because in America they have credit cards. So people can buy something without even having the money and pay later on. In Nigeria, we have debit card, which means the person must have the money before they can even buy. Do you understand now? Then over there, they have social safety nets. In Nigeria, we don't have any social safety nets. You're on your own. Government doesn't do anything for you on your own. Okay? So look at the various laws governing these various clients, and they begin to make business ideas around what you want to provide. Let me give an example. There's a particular store in Enugu, right? It's called Roban Stores. The guy is doing so well. When he started somewhere in opposite Polo. Guys, go those who know what I'm talking about. Just opposite Polo, around beside GTC. Started small. Now, when ShopRite came out in Polo Park, now Polo Shopping Mall, ShopRite was so big, and next to him, we all assumed that ShopRite will swallow that man. That nothing can make that man's store survive ShopRite. We were so shocked that ShopRite and game, he's gone. But the man was steadfast in his vision. Instead, he started crafting business ideas. That ShopRite is a global mall, and then will observe global principles and might have issues with bureaucracy, so they will be slower to take action. He's in the business alone. He is faster to take action. He can domesticate his offerings to suit our local market, right? So he now goes on to open another shopping mall along Bisala Road, a bigger structure like Bisala Road. That's Independence Layout, and was doing his thing. For Independence Layout, he went on to open another one again, I think somewhere in Transebulu. Open another one again, somewhere around Nike Lake. Open another one again, somewhere at Abandi Road. I think in Enugu alone, he has about 5 different shopping malls, big shopping malls. Now, as he's expanding, meanwhile, ShopRite has closed. ShopRite has left Nigeria. They even left before this xenophobia issue came up. ShopRite left Nigeria, I think 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember again. So the big company I thought we closed them now left. ShopRite started having challenges. You make money here, to move out the dollar is a problem, because you have to move out the money abroad. You keep the money here, Naira is losing value more and more. So the profits you think you make, you lose it when it's time to move the hard currency out of Nigeria. Airlines had that same problem too. You see how an international issue with Forex is now, as a government CPM Forex issues, now is now affecting a foreign business in local market. Now, most multinational companies also pulled out, pharmaceutical companies also pulled out because of this money issue, Forex issue. Do you understand now? So that shopping mall idea is global, universal, but it is still peculiar area by area. Now, I now asked one of the days, I said to do a investigation into that shopping mall business. And I asked the man, how are you going about expanding? Is it through more bank loan or what? When the market is contracting, the bigger guys are fleeing from the system, or you are expanding. He now gave me one simple idea he picked from Walmart, which is using in Nigeria. He then told me that all those shopping malls I'm seeing that is Goban, all he did was build the structure. But all the products inside it are different companies showcasing their products on a 60 to 90-day payment period. That means you bring your product, you put it in there, they give you a space in the shelf. You even bring your own canvasser, wear them uniform, they'll be coming to work there, selling your product inside Global Store. If your product gets sold in 30 days, then 30 days from there, that means if you sell up 75% of your stock, you get booked for payout the following month, which means a 60-day period when you drop your goods or when you see your first payment. If you have not sold up 75% of your product, it wastes the third month, that's 90 days, so either 60-day or 90-day cycle, and you get paid. So you see how he has created a credit float for product for himself while strengthening the brand name. So if Roban wants to come to yours, build a store next to you, all he needs to do is buy a land and build a building. That's all. The same people who put goods in Roban stores in Independence Layer, those who put it will come and put goods in that one too, free of charge. So the whole stock gets loaded. That means he's not tying down money now. Maybe a full Roban store outlet might have cost almost 1.4 billion to stock out, to put stock in it, right? If you check out the electronics, check out the various departments, the gross everything, right? Now, so he's not tying down 1.4 billion. Instead, he builds the building, strengthens the brand name, then people bring in their stock and he starts selling. I don't know which model ShopRite was using, but I couldn't interview them. So you see how noting business ideas matters based on your vision. The man that owns Roman stores would have noted business ideas from Walmart, from Costco. You'd be surprised he has even gone around the world, looked at those various shopping chains, came to Nigeria and created his own and started multiplying his outlets. All right? Then next thing you need to work about is in that future file is your customer testimonials. All right? Put it in there. What kind of testimonies would you want your customers to give about your product? Because it will guide you so it can fulfill your when creating the product, you are creating it with optimum quality to deliver what you promise. So those testimonials can come. All right? Then also put down leadership lessons you need to undergo to become that person who can create that business, design, create, and build out that business. And then number 5, write down the milestones you want to achieve. Right? The milestones from this time to this time, I'll do this to this. I'll give you a milestone of what I want to do. I have a milestone. Each time I launch a new product, I must market that product for 1 year if I introduce a new one. Now, as I told you, I have now that number for 5 products. Also, I've already launched 2. Each of them 1 year. I launched Soursop in 2024. I marketed it through 2024, 2025 before I launched Eroti. Eroti will now hold the market till 2027 before I launch the next one, Moringa. All right? That's how it is. So it's a milestone I put in my blueprint and I'm following it. So I don't just come out and begin to execute what I want to execute. No, there's a template I'm following. Like I just structured, I told you now, I built business 1, I stabilize it. Then I go to business 2, business 3, stabilize 2, go to 3, stabilize 3, go to 4, stabilize 4. Then while at 4, create the whole code. You see the structure now. While I'm creating the whole code, if there's an idea that has come, I can make 5 under the opcode. But if not, I stop at 4 at opcode and then concentrate on code. It's a structure. Now, what business 2 the second company we do, the vision is also there. We're working on it while I'm on this one. So milestones. So when each milestone is achieved, it should trigger the next set of actions in your blueprints. All right. So that's then next thing, you review it monthly. Review it monthly. So you know which milestone had which have you attained, which will you still work towards. You've always attained a particular one. Why haven't you attained it? What went wrong? What do you need to correct? What do you need to change? And you keep going. All right. Then step 3 is you schedule a weekly vision review. If it's every Sunday, like I said, mine is every Sunday. You can choose any that is you or some kind of Monday, depend. But you just spend 20 minutes review. It's not difficult. When I say review, it doesn't mean a very long process. No, 20 minutes is enough for your review. Now, in that review, there are 3 important questions you must ask and put down the answers. That means you have reviewed. First one is, what moved me closer to my vision this week? You analyze your whole week, your activities for the week. Which of them moved you closer to your vision that week? Put them down. What distracted you from your vision that week? Which impromptu events can distracted you, took you away from your vision? Put them down. Because the question is, what will improve my next week? What do you need to do next week to get closer to your vision, to improve it? Because these 3 things are the things that hit your milestones. Now, you don't meet a particular target at the milestone you set them. You said, I'm going to get this done in 6 months. And by 6 months, you've not even gotten 3% of the thing done. What affected you are these 3 things, which is what and what you did in the previous week that got you closer to your vision, what and what you did in the previous week that distracted you from the vision, what and what will you do next week to get you back on track on the vision. So reviewing this, your vision consistently every week keeps the vision alive. A vision is a living document. If your vision is not alive, it means your vision is dead. And any dead vision cannot build any living concern. Do you understand? So it's not just I have a vision. No, you must keep that vision alive. These are the processes I'm sharing with you on how to keep that vision alive consistently. Correct? Now, let's go to step 4. Step 4 is now practice decision filtering. That's the major challenge most people have. In fact, most of the trainings you undergo with respect to leadership is about fine-tuning you to decide. Decide is made up of 2 syllables, D-E / side, C-I-D. D and side. What does side mean? Side, cut off. When they said somebody committed suicide, S-U-I/C-I-D means the person cut off himself or killed himself. Homicide means somebody killed some other person. That means committed a murder. That's called a homicide. Decide, decision making, cut off. All right. Now, to cut off efficiently, you must use decision filtering mechanisms that are premium. So until you have optimized your decision filtering mechanism, most times decision taking becomes difficult. But once you optimize the decision filtering mechanism, your decision making becomes prompt and spot on. That's why people love blame shifting blame. People love shifting. People don't want to. Hey, it's not my fault. Hey, I didn't do anything. Hey, ask this man. He's the one that. Oh, he's okay that said it. No, I'm not the one that decided it. Though. So people want to shift the blame. So who does the buck stop on their table? Seasoned leaders. They are glad to let the buck stop on their table, and they take premium decision because they are lazy focused. All right. So before making any major commitment this week, ask these questions because this should serve as your decision filtering mechanism at the stage you are now. The first is, does this align with my purpose? Remember, I told you, money should not be your driving factor. Your purpose should be your driving factor. Okay? So, first question, does this align with my purpose? This is how to filter the decision you want to take. Second, does it strengthen my future? Because what you do today becomes your future. Remember, right? The same thing becomes your past. The same thing also affects your future. Does it strengthen my future? 3, will I be glad I said yes 1 year from now? That means, just take note here. Just watch what I'm trying to make you understand. Remember, in everything I'm teaching you today, it affects, it becomes your past. I'm showing the link between your today, which is your past, and which is your future. Your today is your past and also your future. I keep telling people, there's nothing like your past. Don't dwell on your past. Everything is today. That past you want to say, do it today. It becomes your past. That past you want to regret, do the action today. Within 24 hours, it becomes your past. Then you begin to regret it. That past you want to enjoy, do it today. 24 hours from now, 48 hours from now, 72 hours from now, 50 weeks from now, it becomes your past. You look at and you will smile. Do you understand? Okay? So in your decision filtering again, it is still decision taking in the present, which is today, that becomes your past 24 hours from now, and also that means your future 24 hours from now. For example, I'm wearing this clothes now. I tear this clothes. It's my present today. Tomorrow, it becomes I tore my clothes yesterday. That was my past. Tomorrow, which is my future, I have no clothes to wear. So I am naked in the future because I tore my clothes yesterday. Are you understanding now? Then tearing my clothes yesterday became my past. Being naked tomorrow is my future I created today. So you see why you can't be thinking of future as something is today. All right? So it is some filtering. That's why I said, does it align with your purpose? That vision, does it align? The answer is yes, take decision. The answer is no, cut it off. Next question, does it strengthen my future? That means 2 days from now, 10 days from now, 1 week from now, will I be stronger in this vision or will I be weak? If it's going to weaken your position, cut it off. For example, you're a young boy, you're not married. For example, you don't have a source of livelihood. Okay? Your goal should not be going to get married now, because it's going to affect your future. You can't feed the family. Do you understand? Your goal will first be to get a proper job so you can feed yourself well before you go to marry a lady, so you can feed the lady and also feed your children unborn. So if you delayed for a while to become strong before you get married, you see you will build a stronger family. As against you rushed into marriage while you are weak, then you get married, you start begging people for assistance every day, urgent 3K, urgent 2K, urgent 1K, urgent. Are you understanding what it means by does the decision strengthen your future? Or does it make it? Meanwhile, if you have made money, you're comfortable, and you choose not to get married, it's going to affect you in a way, because that money you have will attract a lot of ladies around you who will help you finish the money, and you think you are too much. They become distracted. Whereas if you had a wife at that point in time, she helps you concentrate, helps you build a family, while you focus on business instead of focus on ephemeral, which is trying to prove that you've arrived, buying cars and jumping up and down. So that's why when home becomes successful, everybody tells you, go and marry, go and marry. The pressure is on you, go and marry, go and marry, go and. They're telling you because they want you to, once you now have a family, once you have a wife, you have a child, somehow your brain as a man rewires. You start thinking family. You're not thinking of popping champagne of 1 billion bottle, 1 billion a bottle, buying car of 100 million naira and showing off. No. Or buying watch of $100,000. Because you're thinking of your wife, your children, the school they will attend, the house rent, the home you build, the car they will, you're thinking of a lot of things now. Security man, this one, that one. your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your cousins, everything comes into play. So a lot of things now come into play that you can't afford to be frivolous again. So you see how just on the decision of marriage alone, you can decide, will it align with my purpose? Yes, accept. Will it cut off the purpose? No, refuse. Again, what you're marrying into. Do you understand? So all these things are, I use marriage because it's a general one we all can understand, because most of us are already married. So you understand at what point you are in your marriage life. The same thing, as you're married now, you have your children, your husband is working, you are working, Nigeria is changing. People's income can no longer take them home. Salary is constant, problem is increasing, commitments are increasing. Now you want to add another source of income. So your decision to join ANSA because you want to create multiple streams of income. That's a decision. Or you join ANSA to go to leadership course of ANSA and become a good leader. To also help you in place of work. No problem. Now you have joined ANSA. There are distractions also. Yesterday, there was World Cup match yesterday. There was also training yesterday. Now, my wife at some point had to say, okay, let her shift the training to that program and watch World Cup. But he said, in that training, I'm sure some people would have abandoned World Cup and come for the training because that training aligns with their purpose. They are not footballers. Nigeria is not playing the World Cup. Spain and Argentina are playing. Now, of course, you know who will win. You know when they win, you know who won. But the glory is not coming to you. The cup is not coming to you. That is money coming to you. Just the enjoyment, right? Okay. You say, okay, what aligns with my purpose is the training. So you abandon World Cup and come for training. Right? Now, does it strengthen my future? The training strengthens your future. What cup will not strengthen your future? You're not a footballer. But if you're a footballer, by all means, what strengthens your future? You can watch football, no problem. So what is wrong for you can be right for some other person. Now, will I be glad I said yes 1 year from now? Yes, 1 year from now, you'll be glad you said yes because you became a better leader. You improved your earnings. The next World Cup is 4 years from now. So within that 4 years, by the next World Cup, instead of watching World Cup as a bachelor, you cannot be watching that World Cup in 4 years' time as a family man because you've made money, you've married, you now have a child. Or instead of watching the World Cup in your rented house, maybe by next 4 years from now, you're not watching the next World Cup in your own house because you took the decision to come for training instead of World Cup yesterday, so that you can build the future towards building your own house before next World Cup. Are you understanding how this is? I don't know if these examples make sense to you, but these are what I tell that. So you are cutting off, you are filtering a decision not because it's a wrong idea, but for you and your purpose at that time, it is wrong for you, but it is right for others. All right. Now, the next step after this, which is the fifth step, is sharing your vision. Sharing your vision. You need to explain your vision to one trusted mentor, an accountability partner, or a team member. You need to share it. I mentioned it earlier, I'm mentioning it again. Right? I told you when I had my vision, I share with my wife. My wife is my accountability partner. I share with my mentor to go through it. And I'm also sharing it with you people. You are my team. I shared it with you. So anything I'm teaching you, I'm doing it. Now, I will sound my wife's own vision, because once she gives my vision, she will keep me accountable. Sometimes I want to do something, she will say, sweetheart, don't go that route. Remember, this is what you want to do, this is what you want to achieve. This one will not help you. I'll remember immediately. At times you get distracted, you start doing 20 things at a time. She will call me back into order. She too will share her own vision with me. So whenever she's going astray, I tell her, this one you are doing now, if you add this component to what you are doing, it will distract you, or it will do maybe for you to cope. Why not group a leader to handle this aspect so you can concentrate on this one? So we have optimized and fine-tuning. My mentor will tell me, Dr. Somto, if you go this route, see where you have a challenge. Have you put a mitigant to mitigate at that point? I'll say, yes, sir. I put it. Go to page 4, it is there. You will say, oh, that's wonderful. Or you will say, okay, that one is not enough. Can you also do this and do that? Because he's more experienced than my mentor. So he looks at it, analyzes it critically, and then gives me feedback. I put it in. My team members too, my leaders will reach out to me. Sir, how about this? How about this? Like I changed logistic partner. The leader of the stock is, Mom to reached out to me and said, sir, How much is the cost of the warehouse of this new building? How many, what the here? So she was asking me certain questions just to know if my decision was okay. I gave her the answer to the question, and she was like, oh, that's awesome. And she went to analyze, this one is even cheaper and better. Okay? So my team members, I carry them along in what decisions I take because I'm open to criticism. I'm open to constructive feedbacks so I can adjust. Because remember, whatever solution you're creating is for the market, not for you. You can have the right solution for the market, based on market need, but if you don't present it to them in a way they will understand, if they misunderstand the solution, they won't adopt it. That's why you need to explain these visions, to invite honest feedbacks. All right. A shared vision becomes a stronger commitment. Because I have shared this vision with my mentor, shared it with my wife, and shared it with you, I am now honor bound to make it happen. If I don't, it becomes a failure on my image, a dent on my image. I told you something in my last lesson, that in lesson 5, that a promise you made is not to the person you made it to yourself. Each time you fail a promise, it hits on your ability to trust yourself and trust your decision. So you make a promise, it is for you, not even for the person. If I promise I'll give you 10,000 next week, you will think you think it's because of you. No, the promise is on myself that I will provide 10,000 and give. If I can't give that person that 10,000, it takes a hit on my trust and on my image. It's going to affect me mentally, so that I cannot promise another person 10,000 because I'm still going the first 10,000. Do you understand? So that's how a vision also, you can strengthen commitment to your vision when you share it, because you don't want people to see you as a failure. So you now have to begin to work towards it. All right. Now, let me give an assignment. And before we continue, let me even share. I've shared this before. I don't know. I'll share it again. As for, let me share it. It says, what I have behind me here, it says, as for worrying about what other people might think, forget it. They aren't concerned about you. They are too busy worrying about what you and other people think of them. Michael Leboeuf. That's one of my greatest guiding principles. So you can see it's behind me. So each time I come, I look at it. So I don't care what people think about me. What I'm bothered with is what I think about my own self. All right? So whatever you do, just focus on yourself. Don't worry about what other people think. The other people are busy worrying about themselves. Some of you are so worried about what people think about what you are doing that you remain stuck. You want to be politically correct. You don't want to have enemies. You don't want to have people have different opinions about you, diverse opinions about you. I'm sorry, for me, I don't care. There will always be trolls. There will always be naysayers. There will be those who are envious. People are entitled to their opinion. What matters most to me is that I do the right thing at each point in time, whether somebody is seeing me or not seeing me. I just keep my standards and principles. Okay? Now, I'll give an assignment now. It's the vision alignment challenge. Okay, I need to complete these tasks before next week's leadership class. All right. Task 1. You can write them down. You can come back. The video is recorded, so you can always come back and watch the video when it's posted, and then still pick out the tasks. Okay. Task 1. I told you to write your personal vision statement. I've guided you on what to write about. Remember. All right. Limit it to 1 page, and let it include your purpose, your leadership vision, your business vision, your family vision, and then your contribution to society. That is 5. These 5 are very important. Have you noticed how people start from not having money to creating value, exchanging that value, building wealth, scaling the wealth, making it transgenerational, and then give back to society, to charity. Notice how most of these rich men meet themselves at charity events. Have you noticed that most of these big men, these rich men, where you meet them, where they meet themselves to discuss business, is in charity events, because they're giving back to society. They've made so much, they're giving back. Bill Gates joined us in Rotary, partnered with us that for each $1 we raise for polio eradication, he will give us $2. So for each $1 billion we raised, Bill Gates gave us $2 billion. That means we now have $3 billion to keep fighting. For each $1 billion we raise, Bill Gates gives us 2. So we were not challenged to raise more dollar to match his own. And before you know it, we have already eradicated polio from the world. Only very few pockets remain now. Pakistan, India, and Nigeria. Nigeria is almost out of the woods. We're almost out. Okay, so Pakistan, India left. So soon, polio will be a thing of the past. The whole world will now have children that don't have leg defenses. Okay, so that's why I said check your purpose, check your leadership vision, check your business vision, check your family vision, kind of family. Because see here, I structured this on purpose. So you need a purpose before you can, because now you're at the point of no funds. Now you need to create value, right? So you need a purpose. That purpose gives you an idea of the value you're going to create based on the market you want to solve. All right? Then you need to exchange that value created with the audience that need it. And only leadership can guide you on how to set it right. Then you need a business vision, because that exchange now needs to be scaled, because the more the people that your solution reaches, that's the wealth building process. The more the inflow. So you now need a business vision. All right? Then you need a family vision, because a successful man without a family, the society still sees you as a misfit. So the kind of wife you're going to marry, the kind of lady you're going to marry as your wife, should fit into that vision you have. The kind of husband you're going to marry, it's not dependent on the money, whether the person has money or not. Most women make this mistake of looking at money. Men, the same thing to looking at money. It's not the money. Look at the character of the person you are going for. That's because that person fits into that vision. There's no amount of money you make as a man, a lady cannot finish. That means a lady determined to finish it will finish it. Just one. I'm not talking about 2 or 3. Just one. One determined, dependent lady living in your house with you will squander that word in your very before. In your old age, you'll be shocked. Do you understand? So it's not about the money. It's about the character, the person behind the vision. Because you need that vision to align to drive that purpose, that leadership, and that business. Your wife is also part of a leader in that vision you are creating. So don't wait until next tomorrow, until when it doesn't matter. Check it now. If you are already married, now begin to send your wife on certain trainings or your children on certain trainings to align with that vision. If it's your husband that needs the training, encourage him to go certain trainings to align with the vision. If you're not yet married, please take this exercise as well and let it form part of your what you take into consideration when building your family. Okay? Because to create generational wealth, your family also need to key into that vision. If not, once you are gone, they sell the whole property and smoke and sniff it off in cocaine. And everything is back to square one. Okay? So your family is part of that wealth creation process, that you're part of that vision. Then your contribution to society. So when you see those who are better off that, take into consideration that someday you need to attend to their needs. You can't save the whole world, but at least you can make a little impact. All right? That's tax 1. Now, tax 2, create a vision board. I mentioned it earlier. A vision board, you need one, where you put the pictures I told you of people that align with that vision you are creating. Okay? You can use a notebook, you can use a spreadsheet, you can use a simple chart to track that particular vision, that vision board you put your vision under, those photos you've put, come under it, and then create segments. First segment is customer served. That value you are creating, those you want to serve, customer served, put it there. Content created, because to service customers, you must show authority. You must get authority online, which is on your social media pages. Some of you, your sales are too slow because you've not created authority in those pages you're using to make your sales. They don't know for that thing you are selling. Okay? So Start putting content, creating content, putting content that establishes you as being knowledgeable, right? So create a column for that. In the next column, create a column for team members mentor. As I'm mentoring you, I have a column on my vision board that my time is blocked out. 8 p.m. every Monday, global training, training leadership for the whole community. 10 a.m. Wednesday, leadership training for those in the affiliate business. Friday, 10 o'clock morning, training, digital marketing. These are training times already blocked out. Tuesday, 8 p.m., business opportunity presentation for the team. Thursday, 8 p.m., another business opportunity presentation on behalf of the team. Saturday, 8 p.m., business opportunity presentation on behalf of the team. These are all trainings blocked out. And each one I don't attend, I write why. I know what happened and all that. All right? So team members mentor, very important. Next one, books completed. I've talked about these books over and over again. I gave you books to read in the last lesson. Go and watch lesson 5. At the end, I also, in fact, I even shared the books on the various WhatsApp groups. All right? They are there. So go and take each of those books. I titled each of the books what they will do for you. The one for wealth creation, the one for building successful businesses, the one for team leadership, they are all there. Okay, start those books. Then fifth one is skill learned. The vision dashboard was write the skill, like I have my own skills and I've learned and I'm still learning. And you must update it weekly. Okay, the vision board. Then task 3. Task 3. You need to perform what I call a calendar audit. That means you review your last 7 days. Right? And what you're looking for is to highlight activities that supported your vision and the one that distracted from your vision. As task 3. You know, I'm just repeating what I've taught you in this lesson. You know, I'm just breaking it down now as task now. I told you about every Sunday reviewing your week on Sunday. You can choose any day you like. Okay? About that audit now is audit the 7 days. If you are the one, if you're someone that forgets what to do every day, I taught you in previous lessons how to build your day before you start. So you have a diary, have it today, like tomorrow now, by 3 a.m. I wake up this morning and build up my tomorrow, what I'm going to do, I write it out, and I follow it through. Any call that comes impromptu to me, I schedule it for another day. I don't respond to impromptu calls because it scatters my day. Any call that comes in, I react to, takes me away from my vision. I know that because it's always to solve one problem or the other. But if the call has to do with this business, answer business, I answer immediately because it did towards my vision. So by the end of Sunday, I look at my 6 days. Because 7th day I go to church, I'm a Sabbatarian, so I worship on 7th day. All right. So Friday 6, Saturday 6, I'm in church, not a problem. Now, but from my Monday to Friday, I evaluate. On Sunday, I evaluate. Then create my next week. All right. So remove at least one recurring distraction from your schedule. Because most distractions are actually become habits over time. You don't stop habits, you replace habits. All right. So if you say the recurring distraction, then replace it with another activity that moves you towards your vision. Now, it's 4. Interview someone you admire. I just told you how I discussed with Robert Storms and got the secret to his business or the principle he was following in what he was building out, which was why he was successful. When big multinationals were closing and leaving, he was expanding. I also interviewed Mr. Pitobi in Calabar. When I meet all these big men, these successful men, I interview them. I walk up to them, I introduce myself, I greet them, I shake them. Then, you know, they don't have time in a hurry, but they can give at least 2 minutes. It was from P2B I learned that he allocates $30,000 for his training every 3 months. In every year, in every quarter, he goes for one training somewhere in the world. So that's what he has been doing over the years. All right? And he allocates $30,000 to his trainings. So he's going to be traveling. He's part of the training. He's learning systems, he's learning structures, he's learning governance, he's learning businesses, he's learning. So that's what happens. So you want to be like Victor, you want to be like Victor, we calculate it now, $30,000. Because for some of you that don't want to pay for training, You like free trainings, cheap ones. Dollar is now 1,390. Okay, times 30,000. That's 41.7 million. So Mr. Peter Obi spends 41.7 million every 3 months on training himself. Whether it's in Harvard, whether it's to travel to go and understudy electricity in Egypt, or travel to, so when he's calling those figures in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Holland, he went there, he traveled, he took out money for his training for that particular 3 months. Traveled, his flight ticket is there. Sorry, I'm recovering, I'm sick, I'm recovering, so that's why I'm not so bright today, okay? Please bear with me. But because, like I told you, I'm consistent. The class I had the first day, I did it when I was sick. I came out, I presented. Today's training, I'm still recovering, I'm not yet okay, but I'm here talking. All right? That's to show you that when you're consistent, because the purpose is pushing me, not the money. Like I would say, whatever I'm teaching you, I'm doing it. So, if you look at other videos and look at today, you say I'm a little bit dull today. The energy is not there because I'm not well, but I'm okay, I'm fine. What gives me joy when I'm done is as far as I met today's my task for today consistently. All right. So his travel accommodation is there. His travel expenses is there. Hotel accommodation is there. The cost of visiting when he needs to visit is there. Everything is there. He does it every 3 months. Again, he has money allocated for donations to schools and hospitals every month. Before he even told you, I met Peter Obi in a Rotary function in Calabar. And this was around, was it almost 4 years ago? It's not recently. It's been at least 2026, right? Yes, just shortly after COVID. That was when he discussed with me. He told me that one of the investments he regretted not doing was investing in Zoom. This Zoom people use for presentation. They came to him asking him to invest in them. And what they required in dollars at that time was less than 1 billion naira. And he had the money then. But he was contesting for president. He was contesting as vice to Atiku. So he decided to keep the money for election, right? Now, COVID-19 struck. And Zoom now rose in share. He said he had put that 1 billion investment in Zoom at that time, that 1 billion would have been anything less than 600 billion at the time he was talking. No, was it? Okay, no, sorry, not 60 billion. At the time he was talking with me. And still growing because after COVID-19, these people's shares, Zoom skyrocketed. So there's an opportunity cost to every decision you make. So this is something I discussed with him in just a short moment. He was with me. We were there. He was a keynote speaker in that function, and then I was part of those organizing people. So I moved around. I found myself sitting next to him, and I started asking him questions immediately. And he asked me, I just point back. In 5 minutes after I was done, he had given me a secret I needed to know. So when you see him donating in hospitals, he goes to this hospital, 10 million. He goes to this school, 10 million. He goes here. Those monies are already allocated. He's not on the spot. That means he knows he has kept 120 million for 12 health institutions for this year. What he doesn't know is which school he will give it to. But he has allocated 10 million per month by 1 year. So by next year, he knows what he will spend on charity. He knows it. The one for school, the one for hospital. So when the time reaches, he simply goes there, pulls the money, and gives to them, goes to another person. And it's not dependent on his politics. Whether he's contesting or not contesting, he has been doing it. I can vouch because he told me. I thought after that one he did with Atiku, he will stop, he will not come out again. I didn't know he will continue. But that's to show you that he is structured. All right. So speak with successful entrepreneurs, business owners, or respected leaders. Once you have opportunity to be with them, whether it's in the plane, but anywhere I meet any man or any person of substance, I know is successful. Immediately, like I walk up boldly. When you walk to them boldly, they will like, wait, because they're leaders, they know they people everywhere. I am Dr. Somto. Nice meeting you again. Please, just one question. What if you said person want to ask a question? They will like, sir, you are very successful. Please, just one question. I'm aspiring to achieve what you achieved in life. Here are my challenges. Or how did you go across this and this? Once they will now know you've read about them. They will know you know them. Do you understand? They will tell you, even if no matter how small, they are happy. Those people who have made it, who are successful, they are happy to mentor. Their problem is when you come asking them for money. Don't ask them for money. If I was to ask money, you mess yourself up. They won't want to see you again. It's a good man will even push that, but the guy will push you away. But once you want to asking them, it's a process, a discipline, something, an advice. They will gladly share with you. Tell the security men to give you a chance, hold you by the hand. You even follow them into the airport, go and collect luggage. Sometimes they can even offer you a ride. Okay? I don't want to call names. The current party chairman, APC is the ruling party now, but they were once in PDP, now APC. Okay? I'm not about the party APC, but I'm about it is an individual who became the vice president or vice chairman of the Southern APC caucus. Okay? He's a lecturer, successful young man. I don't want to call his name. Now, we happen to be on the flight, okay, because he's also lecturing my wife in Issue Business School. So, I was on the plane with him. Immediately we got down. I saw him entering the plane. Well, I entered before him. I took note where he was sitting there. Immediately we got down. I went to the baggage area. I walked up to him, shook his hand. I let him on his new office as the other, I think they call it vice chairman, right? Not the vice chairman of the whole South APC National Campus. And then I started asking him point blank questions. The 3 questions I asked him caught his attention. He held my hand, went to collect our baggage. We collected our baggage. He then asked me, "Do you have a car coming to pick you from the airport in Abuja?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Okay." I said, "No, but I'd rather ride with you." He smiled because he's asking me if I have a car to pick me because he wants me to join his car. Our discussion has gone to where we now need to know me more, me know him. Let's see what we can do together. So I came out in Abuja. I said, "My driver, start to get the car. Don't worry." I joined him in his car. We rode from the airport all the way. He went and dropped me in the office I was going to work to in Abuja. And number 4 Mike Ahibu in Jabi. He dropped me there. And then said, "Okay, when it comes to Enugu, let me have a dinner with my wife and him in his home." I said, "When it comes to Enugu, let me know. I'll come over with my wife." Okay. Now, I have not seen him again. Surprised, I won't lie to you. I came back. I was so busy. I've not had time to go and have that dinner. But I will still have that dinner with my wife with him. When my wife finishes her exams. Okay? She's doing a master's program. She should be done with exams in August. Then we can go. But it's just one moment. I just had 2 minutes. Less than what I said to him in 2 minutes made him open up his door for me to be with him for the 45 minutes ride to drop me in my office before he started going to where he was going to. Then what I said within the 45 minutes now made him invite me to his own house. Say, "Come with your family, let's have dinner together." Now, this man in question, to see him in another place is difficult. The amount of security before you get to him, before you see that they are the ones in power now. So to even see them is wala. You go to rally ground, campaign ground, you won't see him. You call his number, he doesn't know you, won't pick up. But you see how just meeting the person at the right time, there are places to meet people. Don't joke with meeting people in these places. You can never see them again in a lifetime. So position yourself well. Let me teach you again. If you want to meet somebody who is a known person, known figure, don't go from the side, please, or don't come from the back. Come from the front. Come head on. Walk towards the person. His security men will be by his side. They will look at you, coming confident. They will look at the organ. Now that man looking at him, looks at you, and you smile. Just smile a bit. Bring out your hand to shake. He will be like, "Do I know you? Do I not know you? Okay, but the way this man is greeting me, he must know me." He will not try to play along because public figures don't want you to know they don't know you. Once you are well dressed, confident, walk towards them, shake them. They know they are known. Introduce yourself. "I'm Dr. This," immediately. "Nice to meet you." You call his name, Mr. Sorry, I almost called the man's name. Just call his name and then you start speaking. The security man, the bodyguard will now give 1 minute to look at. If you are a pest to the man, how the man's countenance will change. Just say, start telling him, sir, please, just came in from Abuja. I don't have money for transport. The way his countenance will change, they will just grab you, just there and then you will see one hand coming in front and push you to the side. They will push you, find yourself in one corner. But once they see that you offer value, you start asking questions, you start saying something you know about him, then ask a question. Immediately he will relax, he's smiling. He will even hold your hand. Even if they come to you, asking them to give way. And you will start talking. That's how to break a protocol. Okay? Never come from the back, they will shade you off. Never come from the side, they will shade you off. Come from the front. Boldly, be confident. So speak with a successful entrepreneur, business owner, or respected leader. All right? Then let me tell you what you will ask them. Okay? Ask them any of these questions. Once you talk, you call the person's name, so he knows you know him. Mention one thing he has done that appealed to you. Because for you to know him, there's something he did somewhere, sometime that caught your attention. Then ask him this question: what vision has guided your journey? Or what vision guided you towards this thing you achieved? All right? Once you do that, the man will want to share, because it's something he's proud of. It's something he's known for. He wants to give it that signature that shows he's one that didn't copy it, that shows his ingenuity. Every man who is known wants to leave a legacy. So if you recognize him and can link him to that legacy, he will tell you. Secondly, next question to ask is, what sacrifices did you make? Because there's an opportunity cost. For that thing to be that great, there was an opportunity cost. He will tell you the government bureaucracy, how he linked this to link that, how he did this and did that. You know, everybody has a great story. All right? Then the third one, what advice would you give someone building for the long term in line with what you've just done? There are three things every successful entrepreneur, whether it's Dangote, whether it's Barton Natch, anybody at all. Dangote, for example, if Dangote these three questions around his refinery, he will tell you what Dangote keeps sharing the vision that made him move into building refinery in Africa and building it in Nigeria. If you go on YouTube, you see him saying the vision. They love sharing it. The vision that guided the journey. He will tell you the sacrifice he had to make. He will tell you some of his friends asked him to invest abroad, so invested in Nigeria. He will tell you the sacrifice he had to make, how the government fought him, the hurdles he had to cross, the foreign exchange barriers. They will share it with you happily and gladly. Then thirdly, what advice will you give somebody building? Now go tell you, we advise people, don't buy private jet, don't buy the instead, build this, build. They're always saying that. Every rich man you know, once you ask these three questions, they will answer. Then write down the three lessons you learn from them. Like when you come and write it down. He said, I just told you what I learned from Peter Obi, meeting him. I told you I can keep telling people I've met, just opportunities as I travel around. Even there's one I even met, a governor. I met one went for COP 25 in Spain. COP 24 was in Katowice, Poland, right? I spent just 2 weeks in that. I didn't spend long in that. I spent only 3 days in that one. But the one that I held in Ferra Maria, Spain, I was there for 1 week. I met the governor there. And we're just like, we're from Nigeria. And when you meet them outside the country, there's no security man, there's no escort, it's just them walking comfortably with their aides. So they're like you, no difference. You talk with them, sit with them, drink tea with them, eat bread, talk, even in the same hotel room, move around, have breakfast, move around like normal. In fact, the easiest way to meet any Nigerian leader is abroad. They don't have all those airs around them. They are humble, they are loyal, they are law abiding. If they don't want the police in the country to even carry them too. So everybody is just, when we come here, we become lawless. Once you enter the plane, bringing Nigeria back to Nigeria, you will see our lawlessness. But once you are traveling abroad and you enter any foreign land, you will see Nigeria standing in line. Nobody jumping in line. Everybody is behaving. Because they know the laws there. Once you misstep, doesn't care who you are. But even if you're Senate president, you enter jail. It doesn't matter. It's only here that people can get away with murder because they are ministers, or they are senators, or anything, or they are governors, get away with murder. Over there, the office you are in, you will step down, go to court, end up in jail, straight. Okay? So when you see them out there, they conform. And it's the easiest place to discuss with them, and everything. All right? So don't be afraid of entrepreneurs and successful businessmen. Be friendly, as in be confident. Go learn. All right. Now, task 5. I'm rounding up. Write a one-page reflection titled, "If I stay faithful to my mission," sorry, vision, not mission. "If I stay faithful to my vision for the next 10 years, describe what it is you will have achieved by then." Okay? Let me help you out. For example, you can say the opportunities you expect to create. That's 1. 2, the lives you hope to change, starting from your own immediate family, going outward, your wife, your children, you have to change their lives. Not just outside, you change your people's life from your home, going out. Okay? Then you write the leader you intend to become in the next 10 years. Write it down. And the legacy you hope to leave in the next 10 years. So write it down. That's what you want to walk from your future down to your present. This lecture is always walking in the present towards either the past or the future. So if I stay faithful in my vision for the next 10 years, notice how my trainings are geared around 5 years and 10 years. Forget all this get rich quick scheme. Nobody built wealth in less than 5 years or 10. Nobody started building wealth. Nobody even built wealth in 5 years. That's not, unless he inherited it, but nobody built wealth in 5 years. In fact, for most businesses, remember, businesses are vehicles to create those wealth. A business first is tried for the first 3 years. If a business is able to survive 3 years and break even, that business has done something well. Most businesses manage to survive the first 3 years, break even by the 5th year before they start talking of progress. So most companies fold in the first 5 years. Do you understand? So you thinking you can build wealth in 5 years is you fooling yourself. You can jam cash. You can jam money, no problem. That one is jamming. I'm saying structurally building wealth as in wealth creation. You can't do it in less than 5 years. Some require 10 years, some 20 years, some 40, depending on how big what you're building is. Do you understand? Now, why it's easier to build in 5 years? Because of the internet age now, technology improvement, AI has come in now, so we have a lot of millionaires. Yes, you can make millions. Don't mix it up. You can make 100 million in 1 year. But that's not wealth. Remember, that's just cash. That's one. You can create one video that goes viral. Suddenly, Facebook pays you $60,000, right? That is money, not wealth. When I mean wealth, I mean structured wealth created over value, created and exchanged across border over a space of time that you can now also hand over to the next generation. That's what we call wealth. Right? Okay. So please remove that get rich quick syndrome from your head. Just remove it. It doesn't work. Now, when you've described these 4 things I mentioned, if you stay faithful, it now imprints in your mind to guide you in your decision-making process. Remember, I tell you that vision creates circumstance, whereas wishes are affected by circumstances. So if vision creates circumstance, it means that with the right vision, you're going to envisage the opportunities you expect to create. Answer Affiliate Partnership Program is an opportunity I created at the point when I had the vision that created the Answer business. So it's an opportunity now that was created for people to partner with me and make money with me, share in the company's revenue, not profits. It's an opportunity created. I have printed it out today, but it was created 4 years ago. The Answer Stockist Program is an opportunity I created to allow people to become stockists and earn 4% of total product stock movement in their states, whether they sold or didn't sell. Once product leaves their store, they take 4% of the revenue. That is a business opportunity created at the time I envisaged the business and created the business 4 years ago. Today it's functional. Do you understand? The logistics line in between product delivery is another opportunity created at the point the vision was designed and built out. Now, the solutions which we are providing for men who have those traits and that dysfunction, that solution, in putting that solution before those who need it, the value exchange that occurs that brings in the cash flow, that cash flow that comes in was an opportunity for earning I created at the point of envisioning 4 years ago. So when I say the opportunities you expect to create, you can begin to understand that when you say, if I stay faithful in my vision for the next 10 years, which opportunities do I intend to create? Write it down. It will guide you as you're building that vision out. The lives you hope to change. The lives I hope to change, I launched a campaign in my mind, Aging with Grace. I want to change the lives of men as they get older, so they stop feeling less a man, so their confidence can be there. So we say the campaign is Feel Better Again. So I'm giving men back their health, giving them back their confidence as they age with grace. That's the life I'm changing. The next thing I want to change are the life of those who are sicklers, who always have crisis. There's a product of research which are going to mass produce that helps on sickle blood. So they won't be having painful crisis period again. To limit number of crises they have per week, per month, and even make it less painful and make them more comfortable. Over time, their system stabilizes, they have less crisis, and improve the quality of life and increase the chances of survival. That's the next life I'm going to change. In a year from now, that product will come out too. So, are you seeing the lives I hope to change? Men 40 and above, women 40 and above, now sicklers, the next in line. I'm sharing vision with you, my team, so you're part of it. The leader you will become. This leadership I'm doing today, I have built it into the program. That's why it's happening today, seamless. Whether I'm sick or not sick, as long as I'm alive and I'm where I have internet, and my laptop is with me, I come live, I did. Because even in the blueprint, there's a kind of leaders I need to raise in you to enable me also achieve my vision, as you also achieve your vision as well. If I have quality leaders in my ecosystem, together we will do more. But if I have weak leaders in my ecosystem, you guys will pull me down. So we're in the same space. Rather than you pull me down, I want to bring you guys up. So the leader I will become was there, and that's why I'm playing that role now. So now you write the role of leader you will become, because you too also be a team for yourself. The legacy you hope to leave. The legacy I hope to leave is that of making families earn well, live well, and create generational wealth. If whatever I'm building today cannot be successfully transited to my son and my children, then I'm a failure. Because you can be a successful predecessor until you have a successful successor. Now, wealth transfer is not building houses, buying cars, packing money, the way our politicians just steal money, you choose less than go less for my children. That's not wealth transfer. Wealth transfer is transferring the knowledge and discipline that created that wealth. Transfer it to your children. Let them learn from you, understand the process, understand value creation, understand value exchange, understand scalability, understand market audience segmentation, understand product delivery, understand marketing, sales and marketing, understand operation. These are the knowledge they need to understand. So that when I'm no more, whatever medium changes, remember the vision remains the same, but something keeps changing. In their own time, maybe they might be using hologram. It might not be the way we are talking on Zoom. It might be hologram at that time. It might be an advanced form of AI. Because they understand the principles, they will adjust the strategy and still cope, and this business will still keep going on. Do you understand? So it's not packing money for them. No, just find the knowledge. So that's legacy I hope to leave. So write down your own legacy. Write it down. And to help you. All right? So now to end this class, I'm going to give you a set of weekly declarations. You can play this video again and you can write them down. Okay? So that each time you declare them, it prints in your subconscious. If you say it long enough, it becomes part of you. Even God said in the Bible that a time will come when He will write the laws in our hearts. So we don't need to read the book of the Bible again to see the law. You really know what is good and what is evil. All of us here now have the laws in our hearts. So we want to do certain things. Your conscience tells you this one is bad, but you insist on doing it. So you know it, but you know it's bad. The one that is good, your conscience tells you this one is good. So the fact you know good and evil, good means there's a set of laws already in your hearts which guides you. That's how these things would be. These declarations, if you recite them long enough again, it stays in your subconscious file. It stays in your heart. And each time, it just comes up when you need them. Okay? So, first one is, my vision gives my life direction. Must understand it. Each point in time, tell yourself, your vision gives your life direction. Second, I refuse to drift through life without purpose. I refuse to drift through life without purpose. Most of you are just drifting through life. Anything tomorrow brings, you take. Life pushes you this way, you fall. They push you this side, you fall that way. You're not intentional about anything. That's why some women rejected your offer to marry them. Because they see you're not intentional. Your life is just about going. That's why some men chose a different woman to you. Because your life is also unintentional. What matters to you is just ephemerals. Okay? It's both ways, both male and female, it doesn't matter. Or maybe you begin to become intentional. Not drifting through life. Creating your life. Creating a situation. Being in charge of what happens to you. But you begin to attract a set of people who are intentional as well. Right? Now, third one. Every decision I make moves me closer to the future I am building. Every decision I make moves me closer to the future I am building. You must note that in life you're living, if you are not actively building your future, it means you are living the future another person built. And you can never be in control in a future built by another person. So build out your future. And then make sure the stress you're taking is in line with that. 4, I choose purpose over distraction. The next one, I choose purpose over distraction. Once you have this in your subconscious, any information that comes to you, you ask yourself the question, does this suit my purpose or is this a distraction? If 10 decisions come your way in every day, you will see that 9 of them are distractions. Only one might be the purpose. Check what I'm telling you. That's why every successful man you know has said more no than yes. You see yourself saying yes all the time. I'm sorry, you're living that person's life. You're just off target. You're off point. Okay? Then next one is I choose impact over popularity. I choose impact over popularity. You want to be popular, yes? Do you know all the Hollywood actors and actresses are popular? Not so. All the Hollywood actors and actresses are popular. Whereas again, all the musicians, they are popular. So popularity is not popularity contest. The difficult one. But impact, very few of them have made remarkable impact for humanity. Do you understand? Dangote is popular today due to the impact he has made in society, not by virtue of popularity like his acting or his singing or his dancing. No. Jimovia is popular today based on the impact. He didn't choose popularity, he chose impact. Tony Lumelu is popular today based on impact. He didn't choose popularity, he chose impact. Mike Adenuga is here today because of impact, not popularity. Okay? So stop playing to the gallery. Forget about being popular. Choose being impactful. Most men of God you see today that are commanding large congregation are commanding those congregations due to impact, not based on popularity. Impact of what they have made in people's lives through the word of God. Elon Musk is popular. Impact, not popularity. Bill Gates, impact. Mark Zuckerberg, impact. Don't pick on anybody you pick, impact. Okay? So if you go the impact route, you will certainly become popular. Popularity becomes added to you. But impact, but if you want to chase popularity, you might waste your life away and still not be popular. Or even destroy your life just in popularity. Okay? So choose impact over popularity. Today, I'm teaching this lesson. Maybe those who attended are 2, maybe they are 3, maybe they are 4. I don't care. They could have been 1,000, they could have been 10,000. I don't mind. The same energy I'm using to teach 1,000, I'll use that energy to teach even if one person that came for this meeting today, I will teach that one person as if I'm teaching the 1 million people. Because I'm interested in impact, not popularity. If one person leaves this class today better than I am, my job is done. I'm fulfilled. I'm happy. Okay? Now, next one, lead with clarity. Lead with clarity. Very important. And then build with intention. So say, I lead with clarity. I build with intention. These 2, very important. Then the next one is, I serve with excellence. There must be excellence in anything you do. All right? It mustn't be the best, but it must be excellent. Then, next one is, my vision is clear. Your vision must be clear. If your vision is not clear, keep fine-tuning it until you achieve clarity. Because it's only when you have a clear vision that you can communicate it to your team members, or communicate it to your accountability partners, or communicate it to your mentor in a way they will understand, give you feedback, and then the vision comes alive. Then, next one is, my direction is certain. Because if your direction is not certain, once you have doubt, once the direction is not certain, it brings in doubt, it brings in fear, it brings in limitation, it brings in confusion. And you don't need that. Okay? So your direction must be certain. Then, my future is under construction. Don't ever think you have arrived. Don't ever feel you have arrived. Because you started seeing money. Because you started becoming popular. Because you now have 1 million followers. Then you feel you are constantly under construction. Okay? So in closing, let's understand something. Ships don't arrive at their destination by accident. When you see ships arrive the port, arrive any port, arrive anywhere, ships don't arrive any destination by accident. They arrive because someone plotted the course. Someone adjusted to changing weather conditions. If the wind was blowing this way, they set the sail this way, they drop the sail or raise the sail or know how to navigate. The waves are moving. So someone adjusted to changing conditions and refused to abandon destination. That's how they arrived there. Okay? So your life is no different. Take note, there will be storms. There will be waves that want to there will be winds of change that want to carry you away. There will be delays. There will be unexpected challenges. It's never of roses. But if your vision remains clear, your direction remains steady, you definitely get to destination. So do not allow temporary distractions to steal a permanent future from you. Always keep your eyes on the horizon. Keep your eyes fixed on the vision. Lead with vision. Build with purpose. And one day, people will call your success remarkable. We know it was simply the result of choosing direction every single day. Okay? So I will stop it here. And then in our next lesson, I will teach you goal setting for web builders. All right? So after the vision, I'll give you the next practical stage, which is goal setting. All right? So let's call it a day for today. Wrap it up. And then I'll see you this time next week, Monday, by God's grace. Okay? So thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for being here. And for those who couldn't make it over, the recorded version will be available and uploaded on YouTube. Okay? All right. I need to get some rest. I'm really down. But thank you all. Thank you all. Appreciate you all. Okay? All right. You have a wonderful night rest. And see you all in the WhatsApp group. Bye, everyone.